Hi everybody, welcome back, or if you're new, hi, nice to meet you. It is March 28th, yeah, it's after 12, so it's the 28th, so it's Tuesday night, really early Wednesday morning, and I had some things. I only have one finish, and I have some works in progress to show. I also have the giveaway, and a little bit of haul, and some new Flosstubers that I've been watching. So I figured I'd start out with a question that I got from my last video. It was either my last video or the one before. Somebody asked me how I keep track of all my works in progress, how I figure out what I'm going to do. It's pretty much a crapshoot. I will try to stick with some stitch-alongs, and I know that Stitch Mania has a few that I forgot to do last month. On the 5th, I have a list up here, as a matter of fact, that reminds me. On the 5th, I'm supposed to do full coverage, which would be my Heaven and Earth designs, and I did not work on that. I think I forgot what just about every date was on the day. Yeah, oh, look, yesterday was the 5th. The 15th of the month, I'm supposed to work that whip, which is pretty much any whip I feel like working on that's not attached to another stitch along, well, my roll. I've also been working on the March Macabre, the EAP, the hashtag EAP Macabre, that's been going around on Instagram from Bewitched Stitches. And lately, I've been working on what I feel like. You know, if I look at it and it's like, you know what, this needs some stitches in it, that's what I've been doing. I figure it's supposed to be enjoyable. Why stitch on something you don't want? I did finish one thing. I finished Positive Thoughts. This fabric moved around a lot. What my mom would normally call had its own heartbeat. So as soon as I finished it, I ironed some fusible interface on it to try to straighten it out and everything. I'm gonna have to find a frame for it, but this is the piece. It's by Jardine Privé. I did all of that in Vicky Clayton Silks. She doesn't sell anymore. We're all sad. And the fabric is actually on Vicky Clayton fabric. And I know you could sort of tell it's sort of wrinkled. It'll stretch out once I get it stretched around on the piece. All those wrinkles should come right on out as soon as I get it pinned and stretched. But I like it. I just have to look. I might have a frame that this will fit in. I don't even know. I have a big box over there. It's got all kinds of frames that I've picked up along the way, so I'm trying to keep her flat. I'm going to hang her up now that I got to show her on video. I have been working on, I don't have any final finishes. I had put a picture up on my Instagram. You can follow me. It's at QNVIKKI is my Instagram. I did put a picture up of some that I had stuffed that I'd showed before. I'd sewn them and I stuffed them. I haven't finished the trim. I haven't figured out what I want to do with it yet, so they'll sit until I get inspired. I also, let me think, my whips. I'm still working on that EAP Macabre, and this is Edgar Allan Poe's Evermore. Let me see. I've gotten that far. Gave him an eye. I've been working on his hair. Sort of been jumping around. I mean, I originally said there was only 3 colors. I lied. There's 4 colors because there's white in the eyes. But that's the only place where you'll see white. So sometimes I'll work on gray and sometimes I'll work on black. There's a lot more black than anything else. And if that gets on my nerves or, you know, I'm bored with it, I just bounce back over and work on some more gray or something. But I like the way he's coming out, and I really like this fabric. I'm trying to say that's about true to the color of the fabric. This is a Vicky Clayton fabric, and I'm using DMC. And that needle minder is from I think I put a link to it on one of my other videos, and I can't remember who she is. Mad for Minders. I thought that was great for this one. It matches. I don't have the picture for that because I just printed out the chart, but she's on Etsy. The Poe piece is by Witchy Stitch, and she's on Etsy. My other piece that I'm doing that I worked a little bit on was Plum Street. Beans, Beans, this is the chart. That is only 2 colors. I am working with Vicky Clayton Silks again, and her fabric. And I love the colors of her fabric. I love the fabric. But I don't know whether when she processed it, it took out all the stiffening agent. But you definitely can't stitch in hand with this fabric. It just moves around too much, so it's definitely all Q-snaps. This is what I've gotten done on her. And that's my needle minder that's in my Etsy shop. You can search on Etsy under QNVIKKI. It's also Stitch and Button, but for some reason the search comes up under the QNVIKKI. Somebody had messaged me. I forgot to mention this before. Somebody messaged me one time when I showed a picture of my stuff on a Q-snap, and I know that a lot of people put their Q-snaps like this, and they work from this side. And somebody told me, basically, they told me I was doing it wrong. And what's wrong? I mean, am I getting my stitching done? Yes. I personally don't like to work on this side because when I'm stitching, I want to move my Q-snaps as little as possible, trying to get the fabric lined up and everything. I don't like stitching in the well. If I need to stitch all the way up to here, there's no way I can get my needle up under. It gets in the way. This all gets in the way. So if I need to end my thread, I have no problems on the back. I have all this room to get my needle up under there. So that's why this is actually the right way for me. If you don't like it this way, then do it the other way. If you haven't tried it this way, maybe you might want to try it this way. You get a lot more real estate. Okay, so that's Plum Street. Another one that I was looking at my stitch alongs and I realized I didn't work on some of them for a while. And my next whip that I worked on is this one. This is Runs with Scissors by Amy Brucken. Brucken. Sorry, Amy. It's this one. It's really cute. A whole bunch of us from the whole Stitching Caboodle really liked this and bought this, and we started a stitch along. And that's a group. That's the whole Stitching Caboodle. It's a group where you can buy cross stitch patterns like this one. And it's run by Jen McCrae. I think I've mentioned it before. And then the Stitch Along group is the whole Stitching Caboodle Stitch Along. And I'm not quite sure if you could hear the train. I am literally about a quarter mile from the train tracks. So this is what I hear all night long. So anyway, I was looking at the Stitch Alongs and I said, you know what, I haven't worked on that one for a while. Let me pull it out. I think the reason why it sort of stalled was I was just doing the black. Now I changed the colors. Blue's my favorite color. I like the pink. I picked a different blue. It was in the 3800 category. And do I have it written down somewhere? I might even have it written down on my working copy. Yes. I changed to 3810. I preferred that color. I thought it looked cute with the pink. So I was working on the black. I got bored with it. I threw it in the bag and I just forgot about it. So I decided to pull it out and I said, you know what? I'm not even going to work on the black. I ended up doing the whole entire needle in silver metallics from DMC. Once I did that, I was like, oh, well, I'm sort of liking this. So I started doing the outline for all the black. Just the outlines, though. And I outlined the scissors. I mean, before this, I only had, like, the white on these scissors done, the black down here a little bit done, and some black around here a little bit done. I barely had anything. And it just went from there. I finished off the scissors. I finished off all the black outlines. I finished off the pink. That's already in the put away pile. The silver's in the put away pile. All I have left is the blue and that's fill in, and I think that's why I stalled again. Blue fill in, black fill in, and then black lettering, and then I'll be done. But I figured I got a good chunk done. I don't want to get tired of it, really tired of it again, so I put it away. So that's that one. I also worked on Halloween greetings, and this one is by Plum Street. I got done the pineapple, some of this, some of this. Again, I was doing a lot of black and brown big blocks, and I got tired of it, so I put it away. Excuse me. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to get away from the black and let me do something else. I did the pineapple real quick, and I did some of the black up here, but I didn't feel like doing too much fill it in. So I only got a little bit done, just a little bit. That chart, I think I mentioned it before, it's in Just Cross Stitch magazine, September, October 2010. It's cute. I'm doing it in... It's the DMC colors that they give you the DMC colors. It's charted in crescent colors. I didn't have them all. And I'm stitching that on Toasted Almond Belfast linen, if you're interested. This gray, it's like a grayish blue color. I'm 99% positive that is a Joblin. And I'm almost positive, I think I wrote it down, 28 count. 28 count even weave. And I don't know if you heard that sound. I do not have gas. My dog is snoring. I can probably show you him. Oh, now he's sort of stirring. Anyway, besides those, I'm trying to think of what else I've been up to. I've been actually doing a lot of stuff, trying to get a lot of stuff, a lot more things put in my Etsy. Sorry, I'm trying not to shake the table. Trying to put a lot of more things in my Etsy because I do so many crafts and I don't work, so the Etsy helps me buy things and keep the lights on. Anyway, I've been doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I do have a little bit of haul. I'll show you that first, and then I had a cute idea that I bought some stuff from Michael's. I got this at a great price. It's called 272 Words by Primrose Needleworks. It's the whole Gettysburg Address. It is sized out at 21.5 by 23.5. If you do it on 32 count over 2. It's 2 strands over 2. Stitch count's 349 by 375. I don't know what I'm going to put it on. I need to find a big enough piece of fabric. I'll probably end up doing it on 32 count. That's my usual go-to. I'll probably dye it myself, do a tea and coffee dye on it. And I probably will not use the Gentle Arts because it calls for 10 skeins of nutmeg. 10. And then 2 of Freedom. I think this is a great thing to do with the Victoria Motto sampler threads. I mean, I only need, what, 3 skeins of hers? 3, 4 on the nutmeg. So I think I might do it that. If I don't do it that way, I'll use the DMC. But I think that's the way I want to go. I think it would really look cute. Because hers aren't too mottled. The threads aren't too mottled. And I think that'd look really good. I got that. And I also got this Cricut collection. This one is called Down to the Sea. And I know it's an older one. But I like it. My boyfriend was in the Navy. I think that and that. I might just do this one. I'm not quite sure. But I have a hero wall that I've mentioned before. And both of these would then go on there. That's about all the haul I have. I did find, I forgot I bought this a while ago and I printed it out. It's by Primitive Acorns. It's called Pippi Longstocking. And the red hair, and do you know how many times I was called Pippi? Anyway, I think it's cute, so I forgot I had it, and I printed it out, and it's going in, I have 2 binders. One's called Sooner, one's called Later, and these are the ones that I really want to stitch sooner or later, that aren't totally filed away, and I use the page protectors like this. These page protectors to put in the binder. So, and then this one, I actually got it at a yard sale. 2 of them for 50 cents each. And it's got 2 pockets on either side. So the ones that won't fit in these page protectors, or these small ones, can fit right in the front and the back. See? I thought that was cute. And I filled both of them. The other one's over on the shelf. But I filled both of them with all the stuff that I want to do. That doesn't count the 22 whips that I have already. Shh. Don't judge me. Oh, well, not cross-stitch haul, but fabric haul, because I still want to try Mama Joan's project bag. Okay. Nobody warned me about vinyl. I mean, I've used vinyl before. I don't remember it being such a pain in my rear end. I bought this clear vinyl. It was on clearance at Walmart. It was a good gauge. And I said, oh, $1.84. How could you not buy it, right? So I had printed out Mama Joan's pattern. And I've had it sitting over there. And I keep on pulling out fabrics going, oh, this will work and this will work and this will work. So I got the vinyl and I was like, okay, I'm going to cut out the vinyl pieces. Well, I have an 8-foot table, but I only have half the table available. As you can see, I've got all this stuff. So I had cleared out half the table. Well, the vinyl I bought was 64 inches wide. Did you know when you lay vinyl down and it's clear, you can't see it? I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the edges. It's got paper on it. The paper was ripped on one corner and moving this way, and I couldn't get it to lay flat. Finally, I gave in. You know, you don't want to just chop pieces off of fabric because you get waste. But a mind is also a terrible thing to waste. I was losing mine. I took the big piece out to the living room, laid it down flat on the paper that it came with, you know, because the dog, I don't need the hair stuck to the plastic. That would drive me absolutely apeshit crazy. So I took that and I cut it in half. So now I have a more manageable piece. Fold up the other piece, put it away. So I bring that back in. It's still too big, and I still can't see it every time I lay down. It was driving me crazy. So I cut that in half too, and I put that piece on the side. And I started sweating. By the time I was done, I broke a sweat. I had to go have a sit down, go get some more coffee. I got 6 pieces cut out so far. So I have enough vinyl cut out to make 6 bags. Now, I'd also gone to Joann's and Michael's. Now, Michael's doesn't have much of a selection for fabric, but I did go to Joann's, and I was at Walmart at one point also. But I found these cool fabrics. I got this one. Thought that was really cool, and I think that would go good as an inside piece to go for this. I know Maui Jen's flipping out. I already showed her this, but I think I want to make it the outside of the bag this, inside of the bag this. They had their holiday fabrics on sale, and you can barely see them, but they're little tiny shamrocks. I could use that for anything. So you know I got 2 yards of it because you could barely see. It looks sort of like a flower anyway. Who cares? My favorite fabric that I bought is this one. My Doctor Who fabric. Now they had a couple. They had ones that had the Doctors. It was sort of silhouettes in color, and you could tell which one was which, you know. And they were all lined up, and that was kind of cool. But then I saw, and I was going to get that. But then I saw this one. Look at that. I mean, how could you not? So then you have to find the perfect blue to go with it. And I found a blue, but it was bright and it was stark and it was plain. But then I found this one. How great is that? It's modeled inside fabric, outside fabric. I think I might have enough to make 2 of them. So, of course, I told my best friend Gina, no, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm sure I can do it. And I should have enough, so she'll probably want one too. Well, I know she wants one. She'll probably get one too. I also bought this coffee fabric. How cool is that? I already have a fabric that'll go inside. It looks pretty cool. And Michelle Bendy. This is felt. Well, it's fleece. I'm sorry, it's not felt. It's thin fleece, though. Why can't that work for the inside of it, for an outside of a bag? Right? I mean, the only thing I would worry about is when you're trying to put your stuff in, it would get stuck, but you're going to have the interior a different color anyway. So I'll make sure the interior is cotton, and the exterior can be this great donut. And it was like 75% off. I think I bought, I wanted to get 2 yards, but it was 2 yards and a little bit over a half. So the remnant that I told him just go ahead and put it on, she gave me 75% off that too. So it was extra cheap. And who doesn't like sparkly bees? Look at this. It's got this great bee pad. I don't know what fabric I'll put with this. I do have another bee fabric. It's over there. Anyway, but I wouldn't want to put big bees and little bees together. I don't know. I have to find a different fabric to put with this, but I think that's great. And I'm not going farm crazy like everybody else, but I do like the farm stuff. And who doesn't love a cow? I got this fabric. I have not found a companion fabric with this. I wanted something more like Night Owl Stitcher and Farm Girl Stitcher. I found the realistic animals, so I haven't found that yet. Well, I didn't find it when I went shopping. Now I don't have the money to pay for it, so I'll wait for the perfect fabric, just like I waited 10 years to find the perfect fabric for my pillow. So those are the fabrics that I bought. Great sales and a coupon. Oh, and yard sailing. I got a couple frames. I got this one. And I know Kay would like the picture anyway, but I'll probably pop the picture out and use this for cross stitch. I got it for $1. I also got this, and when I looked closer, I realized it's not even really a frame. It's a piece of wood, and it's a little bowed, but I think it'll be fine. It's literally just a piece of wood with some trim around it and painted right on. But how cool, I mean, it is a pretty picture, actually. I could just hang it up. But how cool would it be if I stitched something and mounted it on something and just put it right in here? Or, I mean, how many bent creeks do you have that are 17 yards long with no height? That would work too. So, that's my idea for that. Alright. I found at Michael's these cute, I found these, I'm trying to think, a couple weeks ago. And they're little clothespins. And there's 4 of them. Here's the other one. And a bird's nest. It's gonna... There we go. Don't mind my cuticles, they're all dried out. It's been chilly. I know, real freezing in Florida, but it's cold for Florida. And this one. Anyway, there was 4 of them. I put magnets on the back because I have magnets for the needle minders I make. And how cool is that? I'll show you my magnet board. I covered up the stick right on there. I can clip the chart on or whatever with this, just to hold the chart on if I want to. I haven't used them yet. I just made them, put them there. And what else? Oh. Not much else. I mean, besides what have I been up to? I've been making stuff. I made and put in my Etsy store. I made all of these needle minders. I mean, these are just samples right here, but every one of these, I've got, these are Harry Potters, and some ice cream, and that croissant, look, you almost want to bite it. I mean, it's little, but you do want to take a bite. Chocolate. And here's a preview of another new one that I just got in yesterday. I think I just got it in yesterday. I actually have other characters too. It's Darth Vader, and I have Stormtroopers, and Luke Skywalker, and Yoda. And I haven't made them up in the needle minders yet, but that's just one of them that I made for me. I'm keeping it. But those are available. Check out my Etsy shop for that. And I also, I think, I went to odometer on my sewing machine because I'm trying to figure out how many miles I actually sewed. I made 25, 27, I lost count. Grime guards, Q-snap covers. Here's that other bee fabric, by the way, I was talking about. I got that. There's chili peppers. There's a whimsical pink. It's got like the earth and hearts and butterflies and bees, and got these cool bat ones. It's purple with bats, swirly bats. Butterflies. The pastels. Some watermelons. And fruits. And I have some other fabrics, some rose fabrics and other ones. But you can see all those also. Well, there's some on, a lot of these are on my Etsy. I probably have more to add on. And do I keep on shaking this? I'm not even paying attention. I have a lot more to add on. Anyway, a little bit at a time. It takes a lot to put in descriptions and figure out what you're doing with it, how many of them you have, and all that crap. I'm sure anybody that's got an Etsy shop knows what I'm talking about. I am just taking a look. Okay. What else? Okay. The giveaway. The gift away. The giveaway. I didn't get a lot of people putting their names in the hat, and okay. Makes it a better chance for those that really wanted it to get it. So what I did was, I'm going to take this basket. It was 3 people for each one. And I'm taking this basket. It's got a lid. I got to fix the lid. But I'm also probably going to use this for a stitchy thing later on. Put something stitchy on top. Maybe tack it to the side. I don't know. Isn't that cute? I've had it forever. I don't know. It's probably as old as I am. I think my sister passed away in '99. I'm pretty sure I got it from her before she got sick. Anyway, so I have 3 names for each one, and I wrote them on little pieces of paper, all 3 of them. And this is, I just want to make sure, these 3 names are for the autumn. And there's Elizabeth and Demar and Virpi. And I'm just going to stick them in here. This one's for the autumn chart. I'm going to stick them in here. Open it up. And take a page out. And I reuse some paper. Bendy. Virpi R. I'll make a comment on your comment, and you can either contact me on YouTube, or you can contact me via message in Instagram at QNVIKKI, or Victoria Gable on Facebook. I'm on Facebook also. So Virpi, I hope I'm saying your name right. Let me know, and I will get this chart in the mail to you. And I'm going to take a look and see if I don't have another Acorn charm I can add in there. The TARDIS. Oops. Little magnet for your magnet board. I think you saw one on mine. Drawing for that. I'm going to take out these 2 other names. Those go in the trash. I got 3 names for that. I've got Marie Louise Hamrell. I've got Elizabeth Sigmon. And I've got Amy DeVille. Amy. Alright. They're all in there. Shake it up. Oh, I looked. Okay. Shake it out. And Elizabeth Sigmon. You get the TARDIS. So, again, you could either message me on here or on Instagram at QNVIKKI or on Facebook under Victoria Gable. Give me a private message. I'll keep an eye out for those. You could even convo me if you go to etsy.com/shop/QNVIKKI. Here you go. If you go there, you can even convo me on there and let me know. Probably. Anyway, you guys let me know how to get these to you. I'm going to need your address. And I'll send those out sometime next week. Probably. I mean, I am going to the post office tomorrow. But I doubt you'll see this in time. So, I'll probably send them out next week sometime. I had 2 more things I want to say. One was, I had a story, another funny story. Okay, I don't know if you see this t-shirt that I'm wearing. But it says old school. I probably got it at Walmart. It says old school. It's got the old Batman and Robin. Who doesn't love the old Batman and Robin, right? And I go to the thrift store here in town. The one that's right close to us. I don't even remember what it's called. Anyway, it's a thrift store, and they work with people, mostly guys I see there, that have drug and alcohol problems. Whether they went to jail or they're in rehab, or they employ them to work for this place. And I mean, it's great. They have to give you respect, you know, or else they get thrown off the program, probably go back to jail. It's a parole thing. Anyway, so these guys are great. The funds go for that, and I think it goes to a church also, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I tell you that because I'm in there and I'm shopping and I have this t-shirt on. Now, as I said, these guys have drug issues, alcohol issues. And this one kid, and I say kid, I mean, I'm 46. He had to be early 20s. And he's tall and lanky and blonde hair. And he's like, oh, cool shirt. And I'm thinking, oh, he knows it. He's like, I love that movie. Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Old School. But I can't say I've seen it either. But I know about the movie. I know it's about smoking pot. And this guy that's supposed to be in rehab is telling me he lost the movie in my shirt. I don't think he even realized it's Batman and Robin. And I just sort of looked it up. I looked up at him and I'm like, stay in rehab, dude. And I just walked away. What do you say to that? These things happen to me all the time in this town. All the time. I'll have more stories. I'll add them on as we go along. I wanted to end, because it's easier to remember people when you mention them. I wanted to end with people that are new to me or the people that I'm watching. I know they're not new. Well, one is pretty new. She's only got 3 videos. The other 2 are not new that I've been watching. I've been trying to... I slipped away from the Flosstube for a little bit because I didn't feel good. I got in a rotten mood and like anybody... Nothing personal. I just get like that every once in a while. And then I went to a wedding on Saturday. Real redneck wedding. It was beautiful. Up near Ocala. And it was great. Everybody, there were more cowboy boots than I've ever seen in one area at one time. Yeah, I'm from up north. I'm from Philly. But it was pretty. The bride was beautiful. It was, my boyfriend's cousin got married, and we're very happy for them. They're on their honeymoon now. They're great people, and it was a great time. Although, I must say, I've never seen so many cowboy boots dance to Baby Got Back before in my life. Not at the same time, anyway. did make me chuckle. That was right before we left. New to me, I recently watched Rachel and Stitches. Hi Rachel, hopefully you're watching me. Love her. She's only got 3 videos out, and her voice, I don't want to say she's put me to sleep, because she's not putting me to sleep. It's just very soothing. If you ever need just a relaxing voice to talk to you for a while, put Rachel on. Not only does she have a relaxing voice, but she has done some pretty large projects, and they're impressive. They're beautiful. She's got mandalas. She's got Narcorbits. Just gorgeous. You got to go check her out. Definitely. Rachel and Stitches, and I will put the links down below after I get this up there. Another one that I just started watching recently, and I think they just started right before Christmas anyway, together, is Kelly and Joan. Or is it the Joan and Kelly show? I'm not quite, I'll look it up and put it down there. Those two are like a talk show. I love it. I don't know if anybody else has watched it. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever seen them. I know they have a lot of subscribers. But just watching them reminds me of a talk show, but like a cross-stitch talk show. And they just feed off of each other so well. You know, one will be showing something, and the other one asks questions about it. Stuff that you and I are probably sitting there going, oh, what fabric did you use? Well, Kelly's going to ask, and you're going to find out before you even get to put, I don't know how many comments you can actually put in there with questions, because they pretty much answered all your questions between themselves, which I think is great. I just finished I think it's only their second one together. It was their Christmas one, and it was great. Loved it. Loved it. And Mama Joan, she does beautiful work. Obviously, she does all that sewing, and Kelly does that great quilt work and everything, and they just showed all their Christmas stuff. Some of them, most of them, they did themselves, and some of them were gifts, and it was just great to watch that. That was only the second one I watched. There's a little behind. The other one that I wanted to mention was Stitching with Jules. Love her. I love that she's working with bees. I think bees are important. I mean, we all need our beeswax, right? Not only that, but we need to keep bees around so we can have food. And her husband have this bee project going on, and she does these huge, I don't know how she keeps them all. I guess she hasn't kept them all in order because she's missing floss. I just watched one where she's borrowing from other works in progress. But she's doing these huge projects, and she's actually gotten me into thinking that I'm going to pull out my Blue Flame by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I never gridded the fabric. And since it's full coverage, I can grid it probably in anything I want to. I won't. I'll use soluble marker. But I don't. I figured, oh, it's too late to grid it. But it's not. You can sort of just grid it as you go along. And I think I'm just going to do that. I think if I get it gridded, it might run a little bit better. It won't be so hard for me to move on. Because I'm parking. So I think I showed that in my works in my whip video. So, since I'm parking, there's a lot of counting involved, and anybody that's done a Heaven and Earth design, you gotta admit it's a feat to get through. So I think I'm definitely going to do the grid thing, and I know I've watched others. These are the ones that are standing out. The other one that I started watching was Gulf Coast Stitcher. I've only watched a couple of hers. Love her too. Writing that down so I remember to put the link down. She does a lot of designs that I like also, and I know that they're starting a sale, and I can't remember what it's on because it's not something I would stitch, but it looks like it's going to be a big one. I think they've actually gotten Nancy from over at Victoria Motto Threads. I think they've talked her into putting together even a floss pack, because I think I remember them say between her and I think Michelle Bendy Stitchy, they were saying that the floss packs alone for the silks were a couple of $100. So doing it in the Victoria Motto Threads makes a lot of sense to me. I'm pretty much done. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you have any questions, just give me a holler. If you want me to see anybody, watch anything I might have and just didn't shout it out yet, or maybe I haven't found them yet, let me know. And subscribe, like, comment, say hi. Check me out on Instagram. That's it. Hope everybody has a great day and enjoy your stitching.